and welcome back to the Graceful Tangle YouTube channel. I'm Amy Kate, a young but passionate knitter and crocheter. You can find all of the links to my various social media platforms in the description box below, so be sure to check those out. And if you haven't already, I would love it if you took a moment to subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to hit that little notification bell so that you can know each and every time I upload a new video. I am so excited to be back with you guys today talking about a brand new pattern release. This is a beanie that I have been working on for quite a while now, and I'm so excited that it is finally out to you guys. So, without further ado, this is the Comfort in the Woods beanie. Now, you probably originally heard me talk about this pattern way back in December. This was designed for my grandmother, and I gave it to her, or gave a beanie like this to her for her birthday, which was right before Christmas. So I've been working on this pattern for a while, but it is now done, and it is now out to you guys, and I couldn't be happier with it. I just love every single thing about it. So let's go ahead and get chatting about a few of the details. First off, the yarn that I used. So I used Knit Picks Muse, which is a, it comes in multiple weights, but I used the worsted or Aran weight version. And I used two colors. So my main color for this version is Affection Tonal, which is this pink, and then the blue is Savvy Tonal. Now for my grandmother's that I gifted to her, I did opposite. So I used Savvy for the main color and Affection as the contrasting color, and I actually still have this much left of both skeins. So I had one skein of each, and I was able to get two full hats, one with the main color being the pink and one with the main color being the blue. So keep that in mind if you are wanting to make this beanie. Now, I did make the size large, so there is one size larger than the one that I made. However, you can totally, I would assume that you would still be able to get the correct, like you would be able to get both beanies, just because of what I have left over. So you'll be able to see in the pattern with the yardage calculations if you'll really be able to, especially if you are substituting another yarn. But I was able to, which is so exciting. So here is an up close of the color work. I just love it so much. Now I wanted to take a minute and talk about a couple of color work tips, because I know it's something that can be a little bit scary to some knitters, but there's no reason for it to be. So in the pattern, I have both a color work chart and the written instructions. So whichever method that you prefer to use is totally okay. That's why I included both, so that you'd be comfortable in knitting this hat regardless of your preferences. I used a size 9 needle for the body of this hat, and that is what I called for in the pattern. However, if you are a tight knitter, or if you tend to tighten your gauge during color work, I highly suggest going up to a size 10, because the color work is guaranteed to be a little bit less forgiving, I guess, in this stretch department versus just a standard stockinette stitch with one color. So if you are a tighter knitter, or if you tend to tighten up when knitting color work, I would suggest going up to a size 10 needle just for those 11 rows of color work, and then go back down to the size 10, because that way the gauge difference won't be near as noticeable. Again, I stayed with the size 9, and you can see that my gauge stayed pretty much the same. As I'm wearing it, I can feel that it is just a little bit tighter in this area than it is up at the top. But that's kind of the design as well. That was intentional. I wanted there to be like a band of color work. And when you really think about it, because it has the stockinette stitch on the outside, but then my floats on the inside, it's really doubly warm in that area, which makes this hat just perfect for winter. My grandmother walks a lot, and so I wanted to create a design that would keep her head warm, but also still be cute, but not too cute, and just handmade, and be able to showcase that it is handmade. And so that was my goal. With this beanie. A couple of other things to note. The decreases are super simple. not many rounds at all, and the only decrease that's used is the knit two together, which in my opinion is the simplest decrease. So yeah, that's no problem at all. I have included a link to a tutorial on how to close the top of your beanie in the pattern, so you can check that out if you're interested, if you want a little bit more details about that specific technique. Now, if you wanted to modify anything about this pattern, you totally could. You could repeat the chart twice, so do 2 repeats of the colorwork section instead of just 1. You could also bump it up to where it's higher on your head. You could do more ribbing, you could do less ribbing. I have everything written out row by row in the pattern, but don't let that prevent you from changing something so that you like it more, because that's the beauty of knitting. You can really make it your own. So don't be scared to do that, and if you decide to make any changes, please let me know so that I can kind of see what you like, see what you enjoy creating, so that I can get a better idea of what you would like to see for me in the future. But yeah, I'm so excited about this pattern. I hope you guys love it as much as I do. It's just so fun. One other tip that I wanted to give about the colorwork, in terms of gauge and things like that, like I was talking about earlier, my biggest tip when knitting colorwork is whenever you are working with one color and you bring your yarn to the back to knit the next few stitches in the opposite color, so to carry your floats, I always suggest laying your yarn over that needle for the length of the stitches that you just knit. That way you aren't going to be having tugging issues with the floats. They're going to be laid perfectly flat. I would always go a little bit loose rather than a little bit too tight, because you can make a little bit loose look better, but colorwork unfortunately isn't all that forgiving and blocking. It will even out a little bit, so if you have a little bit of puckering, that is fixable, but for the most part, you want them to lay flat just like this. So I hope those couple of tips were helpful. If you would like to see a full video on colorwork and colorwork tips and things like that, please let me know, because that's definitely something I could create. I love knitting colorwork, and I am so excited to finally be designing colorwork patterns. I have a few more coming, and I am so excited about every single one of them. I've just been having a blast creating charts and things like that. It's just been a lot of fun. So if you have any specific colorwork ideas, let me know in the comments below so that I can create things that you guys want to see. Now, of course, you can download this pattern for free for limited time only using the code COMFORT at checkout on Ravelry. So take advantage of that code, because it is not going to last long. However, I will have special promotions running for the duration of the pattern release week as well, so stay tuned for those. I'm so excited about this pattern, and I'm so happy that it's finally out to you guys. Let me know in the comments below what you think of this design, and if you are planning on making it yourself. Let me know if you want to see more colorwork designs, because it's definitely something that I have a passion for, and I am excited to be kind of diving into this next adventure of designing colorwork patterns. It's been a blast so far, and I am really looking forward to continuing that journey. Again, let me know in the comments what you think of this design, and if you have any other design ideas that you want to see me create. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and do that. And again, don't forget to hit that bell so that you know each and every time I upload a video. Be sure to follow me on my other social media platforms, and I will chat with you all next time. Bye.